Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Living Well with Terrell, the place where we develop the mind, soul, and the body on a communal level. And today we're going to be focusing on the aspect of the mind because, I came across a new revelation that I wanted to share with you guys. And I'm just feeling good, you know what I'm saying? Like, I finished finals, I took care of everything I had to do, and I just have that weight lifted off of me. So, first things first, how I'm feeling. I'm feeling great today. I'm feeling at peace. I finished finals on Saturday. Did some partying with some friends to celebrate. I have a video about that I'm going to be dropping soon, and now I'm just at a more tranquil state. I want to kind of like shift my energy and be more intentional with everything I do. Okay, wait, before we get into the video, I have to give a shout out to my 2 subscribers that I gave a shout out to in the last video. I don't think they had a chance to see it, but that is going to be Nelson Clark and Dream Big. I just want to thank you guys again for always supporting me and being here from like the genesis of my journey. I'm looking forward to meeting new subscribers. So if you're new, subscribe. We work on self-development here in all aspects. And this is basically a place of communal growth. You need someone to talk to, you need some inspiration, you need to reflect. We do all of that here, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for the notifications, leave me a comment. I like to be familiar with my subscribers, and I like to talk to y'all. I like to know what's going on with you guys, because I share my life journey, and I want you guys to share your journey with me as well. Anyway, getting into the video. So, I was having a conversation with one of my best friends from high school, and this is someone who's really close to me, so shout out to my brother Michael, bro, you already know. So anyway, we were having a conversation about a hardship that I was experiencing, and he was, experiencing something as well. And throughout the conversation, I was reflecting and I was like listening in, and I'm like, man, I had an ultimate realization, and that realization was about me not being an active player in my life. And what I mean by that is that a lot of times we find ourselves in these situations of crises or suffering, you know what I'm saying? And something that I do, I'm pretty sure other people do it as well, but me being a spiritual person, I kind of like attribute all of my hardships and my suffering to God, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I went through that suffering because God wanted me to go through it. I'm not really sure why, but it made me a better person, etc., etc. And I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that story. But I got to thinking, and I'm like, yo, it really doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would God, the creator, my creator, bring me into this reality, this existence, and, want me to suffer? It does not make sense. And I had to really think about that. And I'm like, that's really just a defense mechanism I use to kind of like combat my hardships and not take responsibility for my problems. And I'm like, yo, I got to thinking deeper on it, and I'm like, wow, like 99% of the problems that I face, I'm speaking on a personal level, I am the creator of them. You know what I'm saying? And I know we hear that a lot, but let's like dive into that and really figure out what that means, and let's use that to improve the quality of our life. You know what I'm saying? And I got to thinking, I'm like, wow, that certain situation that I was facing, I was looking at it and I was like, okay, let's think about this. How did this problem start? This problem that I'm experiencing, how did it start? You know what I'm saying? So I traced it all the way back to its origin. And I realized that it could have been prevented. You know what I mean? Like, I knew that ultimately this problem could happen, and I didn't prepare for it accordingly. You know what I mean? I kind of just went on with my life and just kept living my life knowing that at some point I'm going to have to face the potential, the potential outcome of this problem. And I just went on with my life. Like, subconsciously just going. And, it put me in a very like unhealthy place spiritually, mentally, having this problem, and then trying to tackle school because this was around finals time. And I was like, wow, this happens to me all the time. Like, and I started thinking about the origin of all of my problems. And I realized that all of my problems that I've had that stress me out while I've been feeling so bad, these are things that I've created for myself unknowingly. And that's just leading me to the point where I want to talk to you guys today. And that's about being an active player in the game of life. Like, paying attention to your life and realizing that the things you do and the things you don't do are going to affect you and going to dictate the quality and circumstance of your life. So think about it, like God, the creator, whomever you believe that to be. Why would they bring you here if they did not want you to enjoy it? Like, you really have to sit and think about that. So you have to realize that you are deserving, and you have to realize that, you were meant to experience love. You were meant to be loved and to give off love. You were not created or placed here to experience hardship. Why? Like, why would that even make sense? So once I realized that and I accepted that fact and, applied that to my life, I started realizing that, okay, if that's the truth, then that means the only pain or hardships or suffering that I experience, like, for the majority, it's the self-inflicted stress or pain, that I put on myself. And I started, like, analyzing everything. Like, I literally was looking at my life as a whole and, reflecting on my previous dark times. And I noticed that, a lot of it was because of me. Like, I really set myself up for it. And we do it in such, an unknowing way, okay? Because I will sit back and realize that it'll be something small that I will ignore, and I'll just keep living, knowing that potentially this problem could arise. Like, I will literally know that I'm setting myself up for this, or I will know that there is extra sacrifices that need to be made in order for me to elude this issue or something like that, even if it's long term. And I will ignore it. I will literally ignore it. And then when it's time to face that consequence or that potential disaster, and I have to experience that hardship, I'll act surprised, like, why is this happening to me? You know what I mean? This sucks. This is terrible. This is sad. And it's like, a lot of things in life are not, fair, as we know. It's very cliche, but a lot of things in life aren't fair. However, we do have to face the reality of life. So even if something is fair, okay, because even if something is unfair, because that it is unfair, then wouldn't it make sense for you to move accordingly? You know what I mean? If something is unfair, then why would you approach it as if it's fair? It makes no sense. And basically, that's what my revelation was in a nutshell. And what I want you guys to take from this is, whatever you're facing in your life, what hardship you're facing, sit back and trace the origin of it and see, why are you experiencing this? If it's a heartbreak, if it's financial issues, if it's a relationship with a friend or a family member, anything, just sit back and ask yourself, why am I going through this? Why am I facing this? What is it that I am doing? And once you do that, what you're going to realize is you're going to feel a sense of empowerment. When you take responsibility for an issue, and you identify yourself as the problem, then subconsciously you realize that you are the one who can fix it. You realize that you're the solution. When we don't take responsibility for an issue in our lives, unknowingly, we relinquish our ability to fix the issue. Because in our mindset, we're thinking that we didn't create this problem. There's an other force that created this problem. Therefore, that other force has to fix it. We don't consciously recognize this. This is more of a subconscious thing, and it kind of leaves us powerless. You know what I mean? However, when you take power for a situation that affects you directly, you give yourself that power to fix it, and you're then conscious. But when you're not an active player in your life, you just have a random series of events, and you're just going through life letting the whatever happen to you. You know what I'm saying? You're letting the whatever happen, and that's not cool. We have the ability to very much live any life we want, but we have to be intentional. I cannot stress this enough. It's just like, even for me, hearing this before, these are things that I've known before, but I haven't realized them. There's a big difference between knowing something, realizing it, and then realizing it and applying it. Different things. I feel like those are 3 key steps. However, I just wanted to share that with you guys today, because for me, that was something so powerful. And it shifted my mind as a whole. I'm telling you, like, it kind of like ignited something within me, and I've been seeing things differently ever since that point. And I'm like, wow, like, we do really have the power to change our lives. And these are things that I thought that I've known before, but now I realize that this is something I believe. You know what I'm saying? It's very much true. It makes so much sense. And when you just think about it, it's like, are you really there for your life? Like, living your life, how many, let's say, as far as percentage wise, what percentage are you actually realizing what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? Just like when you're driving a car and you know you're on an expressway, you're on a highway for a road trip, you kind of blank out. Like, you know you're driving, you're going to make sure everyone's safe, but you're not really there that entire time. And for me, I want to be here for my life. You know, I want to be here. I want to be conscious. I want to be aware. And I want to make decisions that are going to set me up for my success. I want to make conscious decisions by being an active player in my life. You know, I'm not a simulant. You know what I mean? I'm not a sim. I'm not a robot. I'm not a bot. I'm here. I'm a conscious being. Therefore, I need to exercise that consciousness. You know what I'm saying? And I need to move accordingly in this world. It's just the only thing that makes sense. But other than that, I've been good. I've been fantastic. You know, I'm finished with finals. It's winter break. I feel such liberty, such peace. And like I told you guys, like, I want to be more, how do you say? I want to be more consistent with, you know, posting and things like that. Because this is something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy sharing the things that I've learned with people. And when you guys comment and let me know how something that I've said in the video, how it resonated with you, it's so liberating, and it makes me so happy. You don't even know. You guys don't even know. So yeah, I'm going to be posting videos weekly. That is my goal. Weekly, 9 days max. But when I come across these revelations or some information that I want to share with you guys, my new goal is to just post it. Like, why not just post it? I love doing it anyway, and you never know how you can help someone else. I'm going to try to keep my videos shorter too. I feel like, honestly, as I become more consistent, then the length of the video will decrease, because when I post like once a month or once every 2 months, it's like I want to get all that out, and I end up talking, and I'm like, man, the video is 21 minutes. Like, chill, bro. So I'm going to try to cut that down into smaller dosages. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I will be posting again next week. Like I said, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to up my subscriber game, okay? If you guys have friends that you know are on the same wave as us, then send them my page. Have them subscribe. You know? But if they're not quite there, or they don't want to get there, they're not interested in even being there, then, you know, just keep them where they at. But as far as consciousness, and if you know this information can help someone else, then link them to this page, link them to our community. You know what I mean? Share the information, share the knowledge, share the love. Other than that, that's all I gotta say. Y'all be smooth. Y'all will be here for me in a week. Peace.